What's your why?
I teach because there's nothing like witnessing a child fall in love with learning.
Why do you do the things you do?
I teach because it's my little way to make the world a better place.
What gets you out of bed in the morning?
I teach because I want every child to have a life-changing encounter with Jesus.
Why do you teach?
I teach because I feel alive when I am teaching. Sure, there are frustrations and parts of the job that I would rather not have to do. Every job has some of that. But not every job has what teaching has. Those moments when a child's face lights up because she finally gets it. I teach because I was born to teach.
What has been the best moment in your journey as a teacher? It's important to pause from time to time and think about that moment. How did it come about? What can you do to bring about more moments like that? Do you remember when you first decided to become a teacher? What inspired you to become a teacher? For some, it was another great teacher. For others, it was the daily possibility of making a difference in the lives of young people. And for others still, it is a pure passion for education. Whatever your reasons, it's important to stay connected to them. If we don't, we begin to forget our own story. And when we forget our own story, we become disoriented, disconnected, and everything becomes drudgery. Then we lose our joy, and that's a tragedy. One of the ugliest things in the world is a person who has lost her joy and is trying to serve other people. Joy is at the heart of any service we perform for another person. Service without joy is ugly. Your why and your joy are intimately connected. If you've lost your why, there's no better time to get it back than right now. One of the easiest ways to get back your why is to spend some time thinking about your journey as a teacher. What was it like preparing for your first class? What was it like teaching your first class? What has been your favorite class to teach over the years? Who have been the students that you have transformed? Who are the students who transformed you? Explore your story. Your story will naturally reveal your why. Another way to get back in touch with your why is to ask yourself some great questions. What energizes you about teaching? What are your unique talents as a teacher? When are you most impactful as a teacher? How will you measure your life as a teacher? Take a long walk in a quiet place this Saturday morning and think about your why, your story, and your passion to teach, so that you can get back in touch with your genius as a teacher. Or curl up on the couch with some hot chocolate and do some journaling about these questions. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how, was Nietzsche's observation. There are going to be things about the life of a teacher that you are not going to like. There are going to be daily duties and responsibilities that seem far removed from your passion to teach. That is the reality of every job and every mission. But if we get clear about our why, we'll be able to endure those less attractive aspects of our roles. People don't do anything until they are inspired. But once they're inspired, there's almost nothing they will not do. You see this in your students every day. Some of your students have been encouraged and inspired, and they absorb everything you say, everything you feed them. Others, they're just not there. But you have seen the miracle take place. You've seen an uninspired student who was just meandering through a class finally switch on and get it. What happened? He got inspired. It is part of our mission as teachers to inspire our students, or at least lead them to inspiration, to show them new possibilities, to capture their imaginations, and show them that they are capable of things they dare not even imagine. If we are to inspire our students, we first need to get inspired ourselves. Some days, you are more inspired than other days. The real question is, do you know what inspires you? Are you able to trigger inspiration in yourself? For some people, all they have to do is turn on a particular song and it puts them in the zone. For others, it is a few minutes in a quiet place speaking with God. And for some people, it is as simple as asking themselves a question, saying something to themselves, a great quote, or refreshing a powerful memory. Work out what inspires you and go to that well every day. My father was born in London and was a great soccer fan. When we were children, my brothers and I all played soccer. And once a year, we were woken in the middle of the night to watch a soccer match live from London, the FA Cup final. When I was about 12 years old, something happened that has remained engraved in my mind. That morning, as all the players were leaving their homes to get to the stadium, they were accosted by reporters asking them for their predictions about the game. The superstars had hundreds of reporters and fans outside their homes and dozens of television cameras. The less known a player was, the less people and cameras. As one of the reserve players, who was not even expected to play that day, stepped out of his front door of his small home, he was greeted by a single reporter and a single camera. "Are you disappointed you probably won't get to play today?" the reporter asked. The player smiled and replied, "I was born for today." The clip was played on television over and over again all day long as people laughed at him. He wasn't a great star with a great destiny. He was a reserve player who wasn't even expected to play. Later that day, the game worked its way into a 2-2 draw with just 2 minutes left to play. At that moment, the player everyone had been laughing at all day was sent onto the field by his coach. 15 seconds later, he scored the winning goal. It was his day. I wonder what he did to get inspired that morning. You were born to teach. Sure, it's easy to lose track of what matters most as a teacher in the midst of all the other responsibilities that come with the privilege to teach. But entering the classroom inspired increases the chances that you will inspire your students. Find ways to get inspired. Find ways to stay inspired every day. There is no substitute for inspiration in the life of a teacher, and there is no substitute for inspiration in the life of a student. Get clear about your why and remind yourself of your why every time you step into the classroom. Hi, I'm Matthew Kelly. Thank you for watching. Every day we're releasing new videos and videos from the archives of the last 30 years. So click the button below and subscribe so that you can get notifications and be aware of all the great content that can have a powerful impact on your life.